Try that again. Okay, now we're actually recording, so I'm going to redo all that for everybody. Wow, that was really cool. I'm going to pretend I'm really excited because it's the second time I saw it. That was the first time I ran that. Okay, my name is Joe Vasquez from the 23rd Archive, and I'm here with
Castro, Anthony Castro of DMW Comics. What's going on?
So, we're doing a little chat today. I want to talk a little bit about promoting specifically. Like, you have a couple of Kickstarters you've done, and I wanted to learn a little bit about what you do. And so I was going to ask you a few questions, and you could answer them. That'd be great. And then add in anything you need. Well, tell us a little bit about
this. Technically, is my first Kickstarter.
Oh, this is your first one? Okay, that's great. That's great. Sorry.
Just clarifying.
Sorry, guys. I meant to get a really experienced guy. I'm just messing up. Okay, so I'm also. This is my first. Like, I'm not really a podcaster / vlogger or anything like that. I'm just trying to get some information out there. Okay, so tell me a little bit about how you got into comics in the first place. Did you start out as a kid liking comics?
Well, technically, I liked comics growing up. Obviously, you read your comic books, Batman, Superman, all the cool stuff, X-Men and all that stuff. But I was never into it to the point where I knew who the artists were, who wrote the stories, and who the cover guy was and all this stuff. But later on in life, especially in the last few years, I got diagnosed with heart failure. I am unfortunately dying of heart failure. It's just something I've come to terms with. But in my actual diagnosis, when I first got diagnosed, I was in bed for months, at least 3 or 4 months. And in that time, my mind was kind of going nuts because, I don't know if you've ever laid in bed for 3 months straight. It is not fun. And you start to kind of lose yourself. And there's the dog.
Okay, no editing. So what's the dog's name?
Tucker.
See, Tucker just loves you, man. Tucker's giving support.
So in that time that I was laying in bed, I started getting into drawing and, reading comics again. And I was putting I wasn't very good at drawing originally. But I learned over, the few months, and I got good enough to where I started feeling like I could put some of my stuff on T-shirts and stuff. Oh, and so that's kind of how it started. It was originally started with Dead Man Walking Tees, which was a little T-shirt thing that I was doing because my medication for my heart failure was extremely expensive. And it's $1,900 for one refill. For one of my medications. So it was something I was trying to do. Tucker, chill. Anything walks by, he's got to bark at it.
So I got one too. She could go off anytime. Yeah, I don't have any control over her.
So I did the T-shirt thing, and then I created a character for the T-shirts called Bad Wabbit. He was just a little doodle on the corner of a paper, and I was like, I don't know what to do with this guy. And over a while, he developed into something pretty cool, Okay.
And so you're the artist on this, then, right?
I am not the artist that drew the comic book. I drew all the concept art, though.
Cool.
All the characters are mine. I created them. I drew them, and then I take those and give it to my artist, Tommy Guns. He's amazing. And he just goes crazy with them and makes them 100 times better than I could have ever imagined. And so, people saw Bad Wabbit and were like, hey, man, he would look cool in a comic book or something. And so I pursued it and wrote a script and tried to draw it myself, which failed miserably. But it was pretty cool, man. And so now here we are almost 3 years later, and Bad Wabbit's got his own comic book coming out. We're on Kickstarter doing that. Just got the proof right here, and it looks fantastic. So yeah, that's pretty much everything in a nutshell with me as far as how I got into comic books.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about the style here. What is the style? How's it generated?
Um,
Why did you choose this style here?
Well, the guy that does my comic book, he is preferably he does animation. That's the
Yeah.
kind of stuff that he does. The cover right there that you're looking at, that is done by an artist named Jacob Carson. I wrote him one day and told him that because he does fantasy art, mostly dragons and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I thought, man, I'd really like to see that, like Bad Wabbit and all my characters in kind of like a fantasy setting kind of thing. And he did that cover for me. That's the original comic book I tried to draw, which, as you can see, is very amateurish. But I started doing that, and then Tommy Guns came and took that and did that with it, and it looks
Yeah, he's
absolutely amazing.
definitely got a nice styling to him, man.
Yeah, like
Somebody
I
I'd
said,
like to work with.
he's mostly does animation. So everything you see here, he did with like an animator's mindset. So that's really cool. He has already agreed that if we get enough Bad Wabbit comic books out there, that him and his animation team would very much like to do a full
So,
length
how did
anime.
you find him? How did you get a hold of him?
I got a hold of him on, I think it was like Fiverr or Upwork
Okay.
or something like
Okay.
that. It's one of those kind of things.
Platform, right? Okay.
Yeah, and it was originally.
So artists, if you're listening, you can get work off Fiverr and Upwork.
Yes, you can. You can.
I'm technically on Upwork, but I was formerly a web designer, so I don't look me up on Upwork because I'll just charge you a lot of money to build a website.
One of the main things I would suggest for artists, though, is be reliable because it's very hard in this industry. Trust me, I know because I looked for a long time before I found this guy.
Well, as an artist, you overpromise. Like you want to
Yeah.
deliver the world. You really do. You genuinely, from the bottom of your heart, want to deliver that 662-page graphic novel in 2 days. But
exactly. It's just not possible. And he was very realistic about it. He says he doesn't know how long it's going to take, but he is going to produce something at least once a week. And he did. He's been producing great stuff. He's already.
I've heard some people say the best bet is to have your comic produced before you go to Kickstart.
Yeah, and mine was completely ready to go.
All right, so that's good. So it won't be too many delivery problems. Okay, so let's see. What were your inspirations specifically for Bad Wabbit?
Well, Bad Wabbit is when we meet him, because this is just the introduction comic book. This is just us getting to know Bad Wabbit. When we meet him, he's a burnt out alcoholic, kind of just does antisocial, doesn't want to mess with anybody, doesn't want to talk to anybody. And I took a lot of that inspiration from my life, because before my heart failure, I was an alcoholic, brother. I mean, bad. So
this is part of the healing, building this out.
Yeah. So this is kind of like, I want to show people through my comic that no matter how low you get in life, there's a way to come back. There's a way you can bounce back from whatever's going on in your life. I mean, I'm literally dying of heart failure, but I'm not letting that stop me from pursuing my dream and getting something cool out there to hopefully help others, So
that's good.
I mean,
that's good. Hopefully that'll inspire people. I know that sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I've already gotten a lot of people that hit me up and said that my story outside of the comic book has already inspired them in many ways. So that's really cool to hear,
So aside from this, what kind of promoting are you doing on this? Who are you talking to, and where are you doing it at?
I talk to people everywhere. I'm on podcasts left and right. Every Saturday, I do a podcast with Jack Childress. It's called The Book Asylum. And he lets me on there. We all BS with authors, book authors, not comic book authors, but actual authors of all kinds books and stuff like that. And at the end of every show, we get to go around and tell everybody where we're able to be found, what we're working on, and all that stuff. So it gives me an opportunity to get out there and actually like promote me and let everybody know about my comic book, my Kickstarter, my websites, and all that good stuff. I've been on Deviant Art. I post a lot of artwork from myself and my artists for the comic book, and I drop links and stuff like that. Anywhere I could get myself, that's what I've been doing. And
so, tell us where we can fund you right now, and I'll put the links below, of course.
Well, right now you can find me on Facebook under DMW Comics or Anthony Castro. Just look for the Rabbit. He's everywhere. And dmwcomics.com is my website. You can go on there, find my links. You can find my store. You can find everything that I have merch with Wabbit's face all over it. I have, let's see, you can go to the Book Asylum every Saturday. I am everywhere. Like I try to get myself out there as much as possible. So it's not hard to find me, especially if you go to dmwcomics.com. I have my social tab there, and you can click on that, and it has my Instagram, my Twitter, my TikTok and all that stuff. No, I'm not doing dances on there. Sorry, everybody. I don't dance, not very well.
All right. So, let me figure this out. I'm not too great with this stop screen. There we go. All right. Yeah, no editing. This is terrible. Okay. So thank you so much. It's really good to meet you, and talk about passion, man. I feel like the passion's just, there, man.
Yeah, I love it.
A lot of people let a part-time job get in the way of their comic drawing. Like it destroys them, and hey, to be honest, part-time job, low wage part-time job can be kind of soul crashing, but it's good to see that here you are moving forward despite the situation that you're in. And I wish the best of luck to you in both your health and getting this funded. So if you are out here and you're listening to this, take a look at Bad Wabbit, and it's more than just funding a Kickstarter. You're funding a dream.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, so I think that's it. So thanks, guys, and any last word?
Just go check out Bad Wabbit. It's coming to the stores. It's coming out big time, and I hope you guys enjoy it, because it's just the first issue of a bigger adventure, and I know it's gonna be awesome. I mean, it's gonna be awesome. Go check it out.
All right, man. Thank you so much.